Shabbat Shalom wa Ashar Kadash to the 144,000, the governing body of the nation of Israel, 12,000 from each tribe. Kal Halalim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Baha Racha Kudash. Double honor is extended unto the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone, aka GMS, who continue to rule and teach the church well. Salutations, blessing, and peace goes out to the Bayath Shah Davadah, the house of David, beginning with his servants the prophets, out there on the highways and hedges, alright, spreading this good news, this truth, this gospel, and waking up the elect of Yasha Allah in these last days, alright, risking the life for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Adwan Ratazah, that is to say, Lord willing, so Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So, I've actually got a few articles here, alright, and we're going to start with msn.com, okay, and you can see the headline right here, which, really it's from the Daily Mail, alright. So, Sadiq Khan, who is currently the mayor of London, England, right, who was also a solicitor for the Nation of Islam, right, in the early 2000s, okay, he engaged in a legal battle to overturn a ban on its leader, Minister Louis Farrakhan, alright, from entering into the UK, alright, which the ban was overturned, then later reinstated on appeal, alright, but, that's a side note, alright, and this article, you can see Sadiq Khan is spending £150 million on secret technology, and it's coming up as if he came up with this, all right, and have a guess at what that secret technology is, all right, that will enable introduction of pay per mile road charging on motorists struggling to cope with the London. Okay, so at the end of the day, he's a puppet, all right, and ever since he's been mayor, things weren't good. A lot of people didn't like him at all. So the higher ups, the elites, all right, they put this puppet into his position, all right, to forward their agenda. And when the public are unhappy, all right, when it comes to the next election, then another puppet is inserted, all right, to continue the same agenda, all right. So these politicians, man, they serve the elites at the end of the day, despite whatever political party they're a part of, all right. And through the RFID micro CHIP, all resources will be under ease control, all right, through this digital ID system, all right. So a lot of restrictions will come from this, all right. You'll have a certain amount of electricity that you'll be able to use, a certain amount of gas that you'll be able to consume, all right. Things will be, limited, all right, and it'll be linked to the carbon footprint, all right. And this is possible because they have the technology, to accomplish this, all right. So it says Sadiq Khan is spending 150 million on secret technology that would enable the introduction of pay per mile road charging on motorists struggling to cope with the London mayor's hated ULEZ charges. Okay. The new scheme, titled Project Detroit, was created by Khan's Transport for London in a bid to introduce more sophisticated new core technology platform to road user charging. And in London they're pushing more of that, be more biker friendly, more trying to use less cars, things like that, use more bicycles, that's the way that they're moving forward. All right, it says a total of 157 staff are now working exclusively on the scheme, with some engineers paid more than £100,000 a year. Freedom of information requests showed a staggering £21 million has already been spent on the scheme, which began in 2021, while the predicted final cost is believed to be between £130 million, all right, and £150 million, the Telegraph reported. The project is making a single road user charging platform for the congestion charge, ultra low emission zone, ULEZ, all right, and low emission zone. Okay, that's why they're pushing electric vehicles. Okay, that's the whole reason for that. You see, and ultimately, it's track and trace, all right, in real time. Okay, because with these electric cars, once it's hooked onto the grid, they can, see where you're going and see where you are, all right, and things like that, and they'll have the algorithms also in place, to manage these things along with the central bank digital currencies, all right, which CBDC for short, all right, which is that's programmable and operates together with the whole system, the digital system, everything going digital, right? That's why they're pushing for those smart cities, okay? And again, those electronic cars, right? So yeah, they'll regulate where and when people are driving, what zones they're in, okay? They restrict what zones you can enter. They'll be able to to slow your smart vehicle down, right, going at a certain speed, and even prevent someone from traveling to a particular location, okay? So it's only a matter of time that they'll enforce their draconian laws, and the people, you know, there's gonna be uproars over this, all right? There's gonna be a major uproar. You see, people will be they'll be able to use everyday goods and utilities, all right, if they take that charagma, right, that MOTB. You see, and we're only in February, early parts of February, all right. And articles like this are coming forth, which they've been doing things like this. You see, but we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, all right. So Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, and he, all right, beginning with the elites of Esau Edom, right, the nobility of Edom, the small hats, all right, the Ish banking families, all right. It reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see, so no matter what your social class or your status is within the society, whether you can afford luxurious items, you know, go on fancy holidays a lot of the times in a year, or whether you're poor, right? It's gonna boil down to whether you take that micro C hip or not. You see, so every aspect of your life, these devils, they want to control it, man. Right? They want to control how many steps you've taken, okay? How much water you drank, you know, how many breaths you've took, the food you're eating, man. Okay, your daily intake of calories. You see, because he wants to be the Most High. He's got that God complex. All right, and if you don't have the right credits, like they do with that social credit system, in China, they will deny you certain things. All right, you won't access or have access to certain privileges, all right, at your disposal, and you definitely can't do those things if you take the micro C hip, right? And that involves traveling as well. See, so all the goods and services in this society are transactions, which is all going digital, okay? And you won't be able to access them without digital identification, without the right, number of credits, and certainly without the digital all right. Psalm chapter 24, right, and we'll read verse 1. And this is a psalm, right, a song of Malak David, King David, all right. And it reads, the earth is Yahweh's, and the fullness thereof the world, and they that dwell therein. You see, so everything, anything, and everyone belongs to the Most High. Everything on planet Earth, all right, belongs to the Lord, all right. And really the earth belonged to the Israelites, man. But every nation, every people, every ethnic group has their inheritance. Their land, all right, their portion, all right. But this devil, he wants everybody to himself. He wants everybody's inheritance. He wants everybody's portion and everybody to himself. You see, because he wants to dictate what goes on and who gets what. You see, he doesn't want you having and owning things. You see, all that he wants to to himself, so he can have that ultimate control. All right. Get a precept in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 26. Okay, and it reads, for the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. See, so the Most High has already given every man their portion, but this devil wants you to own nothing and be happy. All right, which that was a popular quote by the WEF, World Economic Forum. Okay, and this is completely against the Bible. That's how you know who the devil is, man. He's anti, so-called Christ, man. He's against the scriptures. He's against life. He's against the Lord. Right? That's the attitude and nature of E. You see, and more, people are waking up. You see, so this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5, straight to the point, right? Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, right? His doctrine, his philosophy, all right? He's a proud man, and we know that scriptures talk about pride, okay? The Lord resists the proud, all right? See? Pride goeth before a fall, you see? Neither keepeth at home, right? He's in every nation's business, okay? All right? But he can't sort out the problems in his own backyard, okay? Who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, right? Because everywhere this man goes, man, death follows, right? And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. See, and he wants all people serving him in the new world order that he's trying to achieve, okay? And he ain't gonna stop until he gets that. You see, all right? And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people, right? He could have everything, right? And you could have one thing, or even next to nothing, and he's still not satisfied, all right? Even if he was to travel and live on these other planets, which he can't do anyway, like, okay, like he claims he went to the moon, which is a damn lie, right? And even if it was hypothetically to go to these other planets, right, and live on them, he still wouldn't be happy. That's still not enough for him, right? You know, and that's the nature of this devil. He wants what you don't have, all right? He wants what you don't have, okay? Gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people, right? Cannot be satisfied, and enlarges his desire as hell. Just wants more and more and more, okay? That's why you know, he came up with these global systems, right? Okay, he invented those global systems like the land grabs, which is a scam, so you can use it as an excuse to grab land, okay, and resources and things of that nature. So this man is crazy, right? He's a maniac, okay, and that's it. That's yeah, all right. And best believe when it comes to these vehicles, there'll be quotas on how many miles you can do, all right. So once you surpass your limit, all right, that's it. You'll have to travel by foot, all right. So you won't be able to do what you like, right? Under his you know new agenda that he's trying to bring forth, all right, okay. And things are gonna work in together. You see, the sea hip will know that you've gone over the limit, all right. The car will know that you've gone over the limit, so it'll just stop working, right? Because every system will be interconnected, all right. And they will see that you've gone past your limit and switch your electric car off, but then just have to go on foot or by another means. All right. You see, that's why they're phasing out these older cars. All right, because they don't have those up to date technology. All right. You see, and you can drive them, with ease, knowing that there's no digital system in place, to link those cars to the grid. You see, they want you to have those smart cars with that system in place, so that it can control your driving, man. All right, and it's programmable. Right? It's the same with these modern phones. They want you on these later phones, these newer phones, right? Because with these older ones, it's hard to track those. The ones that you can just maybe just text and call, all right? The ones that have very limited functionality, all right? But with these newer ones that can, you know, monitor and see your location, where you are, who you sending a call and text to, and monitor the type of information that you may be sending to others and communicating to others with. All right. So it's all this comes together to be hooked up to the Internet of Things. You see, so it can be controlled remotely ultimately. All right. See, we know what plans these devils have, man. All right. So they ain't fooling us. They ain't fooling the elect. Okay, it's gonna, so there's gonna come a time with rationing. All right. Okay. Universal credit, things like that, and that'll be linked to the CHIP as well, and who gets what, how much amount they get. All right. This is why they're installing more, cameras everywhere, man. And there's been cameras everywhere for a long time, especially over here in the UK. All right. All right. Biometrics going to body measurement. So the the CHIP will be scanned. All right. And you'll have something scanning your face. You'll have that technology to scan your face to make sure it's you as well. Okay, so security purposes will be there too, to try and prevent fraud. So you won't be able to use someone else's CHIP, right? Because the information on that CHIP doesn't match somebody else's CHIP and things like that. You see. So here's another article, all right? And I wasn't aware of this, but this is from Sky News, and it was dated December the 5th, 2023. It says micro CHIP in Adidas Euro 2024 ball will be used to help referees make handball decisions. So even in these bread and circuses, right, this technology is being introduced in. You see, it says the micro CHIP was used in a semi-automated offside decision-making system at last year's FIFA World Cup in Qatar, and I wasn't aware of this. All right, it says the German sportswear brand says its Fußball B, if I'm saying that right, will contain a rechargeable micro CHIP that can send precise ball data to video match officials in real time. You see. And sports has changed, with the influence of technology has changed tremendously, you know, than what it was back in the day and things like that, right? And especially, how the, score matches and things like that, and, judge decisions and things like that. All right, so the CHIP was used in the automated offside decision-making process in the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The technology will now be used in offside decisions at the men's Euro 2024 tournament in Germany next year, according to Adidas. At first reported by the Times, the CHIP will also be used in conjunction with limb tracking technology to help determine whether there's been a handball in the lead up to a goal. You see. So yeah, these are Satan's devices that we're not, ignorant to. And the British public, they love their football, man. Okay, and then soon there'll come a point where if you want to go into a stadium, you're gonna need that CHIP, and they'll scan you in. All right, if you want to watch the game, you know, and that's gonna be, you know, included in every facet of life. All right, soon enough. Here's another article from naturalnews.com. And this article, Natural News is a very, reliable source of information, man. It's a very, good source of information. And you can see this is dated 9th of the 2nd, 2024, the hope for year of Jacob's trouble. And things are putting in place for that, man. All right. It says the gates of hell. I've got to read these, come up with these code words and, substitute certain words. All right, because certain things you just can't say here on YouTube, or else they'll strike your video. So it says the gates of hell planning for Scam-demic 2. All right, so they know another one's coming. All right, complete with new maxines administered from a little patch, and this is just outright. I'm telling you this outright, man. The maxine racket is a losing steam, so billionaire eugenicist Gates of Hell has come up with a new design for maxines that involves a little patch being slapped on a person's skin, right? Because again, it's about that gradualism, all right? A lot of people may be afraid of needles, okay? But if you have a patch and you put it on someone's skin, that's, someone's going to look at that, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about that. If I'm terrified of needles, a patch on someone's skin, it'd be like a plaster on my skin. I don't have to worry about that. But you see, that's the cunning, crafty ways of this devil, right? To basically deceive you, all right? And more and more information is coming out of what's in those maxines, man. Right, that's why we warn our people not to take those. You see, it says in a recent appearance on CNBC TV 18 in India, Gates was asked about the future of maxine manufacturing through his eyes, based on the current state of technological and healthcare advancement. Here's what he said. Right, this is what he said. We make sure for all these maxines that there's enough capacity, that there's competition so the prices keep going down, and we will have new maxines we'll have a TB maxine, malaria maxine, HIV maxine. So basically, every disease, every illness, a maxine is there. Okay, and that is not going to be for your betterment whatsoever. All right, and these will all be done at rapid pace. Okay, which really these things take long times to develop and manufacture, and research goes into all this. All right, and who is he to do all this when he's not in the medical field? All right, he's in the IT field. Okay, but you see, these people are all, part of that those wicked councils that they hold. All right, and they gave you that illusion of choice by, you had the J&J, you had the Astra, you had the Pfizer, you had the there's another one as well. You had these different ones to, as an illusion to, pick your poison, basically, thinking that they had your best interest at hand. Far from it, man. It says Gates continued by rambling about the Wuhan C-19 vaccines that were unleashed through Operation Warp Speed. Yeah, that's right, they were. Explaining that for the next scam-demic, we need to make them have longer duration, more coverage. So he wants more people, you know, drinking that venom, basically. Okay? Because they want to bring, the population of this world way down, man. Way down. You see? And we're going to change, instead of using a needle, to use a little patch. Gates added about the newly envisioned technology. You see? And again, people are going to kind of overlook that. Alright? See? And this says, whether from a needle or from a patch, poison is still poison. That's right. It's important to note, injected poison is arguably worse as it bypasses the body's natural defense mechanisms. But surely Gates has thought of that too, and will make the patches just as perhaps more toxic than their needle counterparts. So this article's revealing all. It's revealing the plans of the ungodly. You see? We need to make them have longer duration, more coverage, he said. To a patch. You see? And it goes into it. Look at this. Gates wants to change food too. In the future, Gates also wants to strip farmers of being able to grow their own food. Right? Because if you have your own business, if you have your own farm, you can control what you intake. You can look after, yourself, your family. You control what it is that you're eating. Right? You're not dependent upon the government, upon the state. And these devils, they want you to depend upon them. They want you to go to them for everything. Right? They don't want you to be self-reliant, self-sustaining, independent. Okay? They want you to go to them for control. All right? And the poison that they're doing to the food and everything and the water. All right? It's basically in their mind, they want to have your life in their hands. You see? So this is where we're heading, man. All right? That's why do you think this devil's buying up farmland, especially in the States? All right? And best believe there'll be other things going on, man. Now this is from, from the Wide Awake Media, probably on X, formerly known as Twitter. It says, unelected globalist technocrat Bill Gates, I've said it now, the issue of food systems and how with climate change a lot of farmers aren't able to grow their crops, which is a tragedy for them. We'll talk about using innovation to absolutely solve that problem, and that's the thing, problem, reaction, solution. They cause and create circumstances that it's going to be worse for the people, and then coming with their solution, which is really a major problem. See, because they've got their weather system, their weather warfare and all that. Okay, all right, and of course these things affects the crops, and then it's going to force and put these farmers and people like that in a position to run to these devils for help, basically. At one point, Mr. Microsoft actually used the term Scam-demic too to describe another. So he knows another one's coming. See, these people like Mark Zuckerberg and things like that, they know what's coming. That's why they're building their bunkers, right, in other parts of the world, like New Zealand and places like that, right? So another future C-19-like event that he and his partners are already preparing to capitalize on with their latest biotechnological developments. You see? Look at this. Where did Gates of Hell study to get his PhD in public health and medicine? That's what I'd like to know too. You can play this as well. Alright. It says, by the way, did you know that the Latin translation of core and owner, the two parts of the word you can see right there for yourself, for fill in the blank, mean heart attack. right? Myocarditis came from taking those maxines, right? It is meant to target the heart, and people are just dropping and dropping. This is surely not a coincidence, as many of those who took the you know what suffered heart attacks or some other form of heart disease and problems. Yeah. Look at this. The needle-free vaccines could be distributed via the robot mosquitoes that this devil Gates of Hell has created. Oh dear, oh dear. So they're coming down, man. They know the time is short. Revelation 12 and 12. Okay, coming down with that great wrath. You see? So yeah, this article goes into it, man. All right. We'll get another scripture we can close out, because really that did all the explaining. All right. So their plans are coming out, man. All right. Let's get the keywords. I know it's somewhere in Psalm. All right, and many scriptures can go into this, you know. This is Psalm chapter 73 and verse 12, and it reads, as we get to it, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches, right, and through, you know, wickedness and ill-gotten gains and all manner of, you know, wicked deals, backdoor deals, and all sorts, you know, of ill and just absolute disgusting ways of obtaining riches. These devils have done it and they've mastered it. You want to tell me Gates of Hell isn't part of that ungodly? All right, Klaus Schwab. You want to tell me he's not part of the ungodly? Then that's how they prosper in the world, man. Increase in riches. Okay. Look at the pharmaceutical company. All right. They want you to rely on them, on their medicine, instead of you getting completely better, because they know another, you know, customer for them is more money. You see. So, you know, this is where we're at. All right. You know, and they've been planning these things and putting certain things into place. All right, to get closer. But you know, they put out articles like this, you know, now for certain people, you know, for you know, for theatrics and things like that, right? And a lot of people don't think World War III is coming, you see, because they've already been desensitized by it, you see. So when it comes and it comes quick, they're gonna be in for a shock, you see. They're not gonna expect it, all right. So you know, I'm gonna end the lesson there, Lord willing. This was edifying, uplifting, encouraging, you know, to the elect of the nation of Israel, whoever's watching and listening. In closing, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the Bayath Shal Dawadah, the house of David. Alright. So, Shalom. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.